Hey everybody, Wolfie here. Long time no see. I have a good reason. I have a good excuse. Ah! I need new wipers, apparently. No, I just got back from a vacation. And I apologize for not announcing it early or ahead of time. I just, I don't know. Well, I'll be honest. My soon-to-be ex-wife lives an hour and a half away, and I have no idea if she still watches any of my YouTube shit or my live streams, and it seems kind of stupid for me to casually announce publicly and in a fairly prominent place that, by the way, I'm going to not be in my house for the next 7 days. Please be nice and don't come steal my stuff. And I don't feel like it's a bright idea to casually announce that to the world where my, soon-to-be ex could see it and get it in her mind to come loot the place while I'm not in it. A year ago I would have said I don't think she would ever do something like that. But, that was before I knew she was a cheating whore. And before she went for the jugular, going for alimony and life insurance and attorney's fees and all that garbage. So I wouldn't put it past her to take advantage of the fact that my home is unguarded except by cats for 7 days, really. Because, yeah, it's Sunday and I left Monday. Yep, 7 days straight. But everything's okay. Nothing is out of place in the house. Everything's where it should be. The cats are alive. They were very angry at me for about 15 minutes. And then I put more cat food down. And they realized I was home. And suddenly they're my best friends. Which makes me happy. I love my kitties and I miss them dearly. But no, I left on Monday before Christmas to fly out to Las Vegas and hang out with my parents for a few days. They live in Pahrump, Nevada. I've mentioned that before. It has the dubious distinction, well, not dubious really, but it's famous for the fact that 2 legal brothels operate there in Nevada, in Pahrump. It's the closest legalized prostitution to Las Vegas proper. Fun fact, prostitution is illegal in Las Vegas. You have to go to Nye County, or there's a couple other counties in Nevada where it's legal. But if you try to hook up with a hooker out there on the strip, it could be a tarp, and it's most certainly illegal. Anyway, just on a side note, I did look. Not that I was going to partake, but I did check their websites, and I guess their retard governor in Nevada decided that the best thing to do to an economy that's starving and losing jobs left and right and businesses failing all over the place would be to make it worse by locking things down for another 30 fucking days. They're never going to let this go, right? This is the grab for power that our lovely government has been dreaming of. And this is fucking Shaolin shakes are what they're going to use to keep us under their boot for the rest of our lives. But yeah, so no hookers for me. No, it's always a running gag anytime I visit them. They get a real kick out of taking me out there to Sherry's Ranch, one of the brothels, for lunch. And I'm not joking. I'm pretty sure I've told this story before. They took me out there for lunch, waited for me to go to the bathroom, and while I was gone, they called over one of the hookers and said, "Hey, if we slip you a 20, will you give him a nice tour and pretend to like him?" I'm sure they didn't mention that last part probably didn't happen, because they that's taken for granted, right? If you've got money, the brothel is supposed to be your friend. But I digress. But yeah, they talked her into, they slipped her a 20 and had her give me a whirlwind tour of the place. And she took her time, like 20 minutes, and I came back, and my parents were just laughing their asses off. So naturally, they wanted to do it again. And they were more disappointed than I was that the fucking brothel was closed. I have the weirdest family, I swear to God. But then after I went to see my folks on Christmas Day, actually, I flew out from Nevada and headed over to Austin, Texas, of all places, to visit an old friend of mine that I haven't seen in person for 15 years. Met her in high school. Jeez. Yeah, so it's been a long damn time. I've known her for decades. Well, a couple decades anyway. One of my best friends. And we had started talking again over the past year, and it's one of those things that Nicole got all bitter about. But that turns out to be projection. See, she was accusing me and this girl of, fooling around, even though she lives in Texas. And meanwhile, Nicole was off up an hour north, actually fucking a guy while we were married. Who knew? That's called projection, kids. If somebody gets really, someone accuses you of something you're not doing, and they seem bizarrely adamant that you're doing it, it's because they're doing it. And that has turned out to be true in every fucking instance it's ever happened to me. So yeah. Anyway, I'll continue my little brief story here in a moment. BRB. Okay, I return. Oh, the car awakes. So yeah. Projection, it's a thing. So yeah, somebody you're close with or intimate with or suddenly gets all paranoid and accusing you of some shit that you're not doing. Steel yourself, because there's a very good chance they're doing it to you. I don't understand all the psychology behind that. Guilty conscience or something. But whatever. And, my friend and I weren't actually doing anything. And, I'm not gonna lie, I sure tried when I went out there this past Friday. But it just wasn't in the cards. The interest was there from both sides, but she's got 3 kids, and her oldest kid has a baby, and so that they were all home for Christmas. So it's not exactly a winning strategy to try to go over to some woman's house and say, hey, it's great to meet your family and all, and it's really good to see you. I haven't talked to you for 15 years, and, lovely kids, lovely baby there. Now we've done all this present stuff, why don't you and I fuck off and go to my hotel? That doesn't work. I'm here to tell you. Much as she wanted to, I think, we just, kids have to come first, and we both had the brains to realize that was just not the right thing to do. But I'm happy with how things went, and I love her kids. Oh my God, they are just amazing little critters. Well, not so little. One of them's like 15. He's not so little. Broods less than the average teenager. I was kind of impressed. Now the little one, he's 7. That kid's amazing. Little spider monkey. Infinite energy, wore me right out, and then as soon as I got too tired to physically keep up with him, I just turned into a jungle gym and he climbed all over my ass. And for hours. But, whatever, it was fun. He's ticklish, so I won a little bit. And her oldest, the one that's had a baby, she curses like a sailor. I love it. She cracked me up. Such a wonderful person, and takes after her mother. And so, yeah, it was a very strange week, really. Tried to go shooting on Wednesday, I think it was, or Tuesday. Yeah, it was Wednesday. And most of the guns jammed, which really pissed off my dad, and I guess he felt really awful because I, flew out 2,000 miles. I guess just to shoot guns with him. It's not true, Dad, by the way. I was out there to see you. You and Mom. The guns were just a bonus. Sometimes he worries about that sort of thing, I think, too much. He's my dad, dude. I don't care what we go do together. I'm just happy to be around him. Only got the one. But, yeah, so, we got a few shots out, and the shotgun was a jerk. Wouldn't let us shoot at all. And what else was there? I think the 45 got pissy, too. But we had a 357 revolver, and that sucker worked great. So, yeah, we blasted a whole bunch of stuff with that, and that was fun. And then made some homemade fudge with my mother. Got a video coming up of that. I've recorded the whole process of making the stuff along with the recipe, but you gotta watch the whole thing to see it. Makes the most delicious fudge in the world, in my opinion. And I took that to my friend's place over in Texas and left that for her and the kids because it was a hit. I don't think it's gonna last 3 days, which is awesome. I know I sound like I'm gushing. Yeah, I did tell her this morning I'm probably a bit head over heels over her, but we'll see how that goes. I know if my whore wife is watching this video, she's probably going, "Ha! I knew it!" But fuck you. This all happened after your bitch ass left. And as a matter of fact, I'm willing to bet that it was your accusations and your horseshit cheating on me that kind of brought my friend and I closer together. So it's one of those self-fulfilling prophecies, you cunt. I sure hope it's working out with you and your boy toy there, making his big money and fighting a bitter divorce and child custody stuff. How's your child making going with that? I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter at all. But, whatever. I had a really good weekend and a really good week. And that was good for me. It's good for me to get away. I haven't done that in a long time. And I'm going to go, I just went to the, convenience store to get cash for an undisclosed reason. And I'm going to go treat myself tomorrow to some long-needed, much-deserved respite of another kind. But yeah, everybody needs a vacation here and there. And it was good to take one. I have so many tales to regale you with. Airport security and all that fun stuff. I'm pulling up to the house, and I'm going to babble here for a second. Just to give you my quick synopsis. So the TSA pre-check thing, for anybody American watching this, it's nowhere near perfect, but it actually does seem to be worth it. Worth the effort and the money. Orlando International Airport is astonishingly good. As far as, it's actually a pretty good airport in general, but airport security was pretty gentle on me. The pre-check thing means you get your boarding pass, you go to the pre-check security line, hand them your passport. They don't even check your boarding pass, which I thought was kind of neat. They make you take off your compliance sleeve so they can see your face, match it to the passport. And they were in a good mood, which kind of surprised me. They were actually happy. How scary is that? I mean, they were happy to the point that they were joking with me about, hey, I don't know, man, you look a little bit younger in this picture, and I don't see that fine mustache and beard of yours on this picture. Steve, you sure we got the right... You think this is the right guy? You think that photo matches? I don't know, man. They were just giving me shit in a very jovial way, and it was really cool. I kind of enjoyed that. And then I got through security, no problem. You don't have to take off your shoes. You just stick your bag in one of those bins, and you do still have to take out electronics, but that wasn't a big deal, so you just another bin for that. And you go through a metal detector. They don't even put you through a body scanner, so it was great. Took all of 5 minutes, so really quick and easy, and I have to give them the thumbs up for that. And the flight on, it was Spirit Airlines from Orlando to Vegas. Fantastic fucking flight. I have never had a better flying experience than I have on Spirit Airlines. It's really strange because they're supposedly like, the bottom of the barrel, low rent, trashy airline or some shit, but fuck that. It was comfortable. The staff were friendly. I mean, the cabin crew were hilarious. Were in great spirits and really friendly. The captain and co-pilot cracked me up. They were joking with passengers and with the flight attendants. And then, they're sitting there, we're ready to push back after they've shut the door and everything. You basically the airplane pushes back away from the gate with the help of some ground equipment. And then it starts taxiing out to the runway and it, fucks off into the air. But we're sitting there and the door had just closed and sealed. And the captain grabbed the PA and he starts doing his usual spiel like, well, yeah, our cruising altitude, this flight's going to be 38,000 and it's going to be about 4. You know what? How about I stop this announcement and just get us out of here 5 minutes early and I'll start babbling at you guys once we're in the air. How's that sound? It's like, that's great. And, sure enough, we took off a few minutes early and I think they pushed the gas a bit hard because we landed a good 15 minutes early. And, you come out at McCarran International, which is the Las Vegas airport, and it's an experience like nothing else you'll ever have in a United States airport, because there are gambling machines, there's slot machines. Gambling is legal in Nevada. So you come off the gate, you just walk off the jetway into the building. You've just gotten off an airplane literally 30 seconds ago, and right in front of your face, big ass bank of slot machines. Big fancy ones too, with curved big LED screens and fancy graphics. There was one that was just playing bonus rounds nonstop. I could have sworn a guy pulled $1,000 out of that thing. But anyway, so yeah, that hits you as soon as you walk off the plane, and so does the stench of cigarettes, because they allow smoking in casinos, and the airport counts as a casino. It's weird. Neat loophole. If you're a cigarette smoker, you don't have to wear your mask while you're smoking. I don't think that's a good enough reason, but hey, whatever. But, this woman that I went to see, just got back from seeing today, she smokes too. And, gotta tell you, it's amazing what you're willing to look past when the rest of her looks so nice. No, she's a sweetheart. She's always been such a wonderful person. And, she's divorced and I'm getting divorced. Why the fuck not try it? But yeah, so McCarran was fun. Got my luggage, that wasn't a big deal. And met my mother. She picked me up and then drove me out to Pahrump. So we had fun there. Then McCarran getting back in to go through security and get back on an airplane to fly to Texas. Holy shit. So McCarran International in Las Vegas has fucking zombie ass face buttheads for TSA agents. Those motherfuckers didn't have a pulse. They didn't have souls. And I think they held nothing but contempt for human beings and all that makes humanity good. I don't think, no, not one of them was smiling. No small talk, nothing. Just bullshit instructions. And they don't have a TSA pre-check line there, so to speak. Everybody goes in the same hole and goes through the same screening. But he handed me a little bookmark type thing that said pre-check on it and said, just go through. You don't have to take your shoes off. But you still go through the rest of the screening. I'm like, all right, fuck you too, pal. Thank you very much for being such a cock today. But, I went through it, and it's the usual shit. You just dump everything in a bin and go through the scanner, or the metal detector. So, whatever. Wasn't too bad. Just very soul-sapping. Just complete lack of anything. They were just dead. Now, I will be fair to them and say that this was Christmas Day, and that's probably the last place they wanted to be. But that's kind of horseshit too, because some people don't really have family nearby, like, yours truly. And if that was my job, if I worked for TSA or some other airport function, and they fucking told me, okay, well, there's a Christmas Day shift ready or available, and we're paying like double pay or double time for it, I'd sign my ass up too. But I don't think I'd be that grumpy and angry. And I think there's just something wrong with the McCarran TSA guys. Maybe they all lost a bet or something. Maybe their favorite dog died that morning or something. Whatever. Then the airport in Austin, Texas, which I can't remember what they called it. They actually called themselves AUS in the airport, which is just fucking stupid. But that's what I'm going to go with. That airport blows donkey chunks. Donkey balls, I think that's the right colloquialism. Check-in was fine. And Spirit Airlines, again, they were very helpful, very friendly, and no complaints about the airline or the service or anything. All 3 flights were on time, by the way. But again, TSA were just... I'm not going to say they were unpleasant or unfriendly, but even though I went through pre-check and they confirmed I was pre-check, I got selected for secondary screening. And we're talking not just, it's like, all right, nope, you triggered the metal detector 3 times, get the fuck out of here and go the other way. So they had my bag over on the thing behind their little window, and they searched that fucker. And I had to take all my shit out of my pockets. I did that already, but something set off the stupid scanner. So I had to go stand in the full body scanner, where you stand there on little footprints, you hold your hands up like you're partying, and to get a full body scan. And I stepped through, and it's time for the pat down. So they actually groped my ass, top and bottom, to discover disappointingly that I have nothing at all. You can almost tell that they're bummed when they go to all that trouble and they don't catch anything. It's like, they don't show the boring stops on cops, right? They just show the exciting ones. 9 times out of 10, when a cop pulls somebody out of their car and wants to search them or pat them down or whatever, they actually end up not finding anything and cutting the guy loose. But anyway, so of course TSA didn't find anything and they sent me right through. And then from there, it was fine. Spirit, their flight was on time. They boarded everybody right on time. Very fetching young lady sat next to me the whole flight, and she fell asleep, so I got a couple glimpses of her boobies. I didn't do anything dirty. Relax. She's just sitting there, and you can't stop me from looking. But yeah, that was fun. And then I got back to Orlando International here, and they told us which carousel to go to pick up our luggage. Everybody on the plane goes to the same place, and we're standing there. And it was running, but nothing was coming out. But the conveyor belt was just, moving when we got there. But then a few minutes later, it stopped. And there's, up on the message board, there's like 6 different flights due to come in on this specific carousel, number B21. And it stopped moving. And so people are starting to queue up and then just pile up into this thing because a bunch of planes just dumped off. And when these carousels start up, they make this noise, and then they start moving. The carousel starts moving, and then they start unloading luggage onto the belt, and it just goes around in a circle, and everybody picks up their shit. Well, that alarm went off a whole bunch of times, and that damn thing never started moving. So 20 minutes later, a guy comes out in his, orange and green neon I work here uniform, and he mashes some buttons hidden under a panel and kicks it. I'm not even kidding. And they push the button again. They try to start it up again. We get the alarm, but no movement. So people by this time are getting pissed. And then we notice over the next carousel over, number 20, that had no markings on it at all, no status sign or anything, or nothing on the status sign. It starts vomiting up our luggage. So that was fun. Then just took an Uber home, and that's really the end of the story. There'll be more tales as the week comes. I'm sure I'll have more to talk about tomorrow. So until then, sorry for not telling folks in advance that I was going to be out this week. But I think it was for a good cause, and I had a lot of fun. And Yeah. I'll catch you guys later. Take care.